Well, there's a saying that I always like to live by. I heard a trainer say this many years ago, and it always resonated with me. So he said, "You earn to the penny exactly what you believe you're worth." And I heard that over and over again. And until you do this, you perform in your craft for a period of time. It didn't really settle in with me. And then, fast forward as I started to become more versed in Sandler training and reading his book and his teachings and being involved in a lot of those types of sales training classes, I was then introduced to the identity role theory. And, he always said, you perform in your roles exactly how you see yourself conceptually. And so, what do we mean by that? So, when we do the IR training, we always talk about ranking where how you feel about your identity, your feeling of self worth, those things that make you uniquely you. And so, you bring up Eddie, the I-5 salesperson. We always use that as an example because conceptually, Eddie always thought he was average. And Eddie could be any salesperson across the country, across the globe for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
But he always believed in his mind that he was average. So what happens? The mind is a really powerful tool. So to go back to Eddie the I-5, there would be a week where he hits home run after home run. And he goes out on 20 jobs, he sells 19 of them, and he's probably going to get the 20th. And that weekend, he's mulling about his house, and he says, wow, that was one heck of a week. And whether he realizes it or not, he's having conversations in his head. And he's thinking to himself, he's like, boy, he's like, I know I'm good, but I'm not that good. And so what happens the following weeks, he reverts back to being that average salesperson. And then he hits a slump. And he has a terrible week, doesn't close anything. And that weekend, again, he's hitting the reset button. He's mulling about his house, going about his activities. And in his mind, those conversations are happening. Well, I know I'm not the greatest salesperson, but I'm not that bad. And so what happens magically, the weeks that follow, he starts to perform in an average role again.
And there's all kinds of excuses, right, in his head. So, wow, that was a great string of customers. I better look out because bad customers are coming. And sure enough, the next week, were they really bad customers? Did he project that? Probably.
Yeah.
Or, man, that was a week of bad customers. There got to be some more good customers coming. And sure enough, the good customers come. And it's not all happenstance, right? I mean, a lot of it is the way Eddie, the I-5, was thinking.
It's all the way he was thinking. It's all the way that we think. And that's why it bears repeating again that you perform in your roles exactly how you see yourself conceptually.